And now let's introduce the three judges scoring this bout at the bell. Judge Morufa Kombi, Sheyi Ajao, and Tayo Olaifa. The referee for the bout is Sheyi George. And now introducing the fighters first, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing at 71.5 kilograms, with a career record of 2 fights, 1 win and 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Kudus, Omotosho, Oluwatoyin. And his opponent across the ring in black trunks, fighting out of the red corner, and fighting out of Lagos, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, he comes weighing 71 kilograms with a career record of 22 fights, 18 wins, 4 losses. 12 of his 22 fights are coming by way of knockouts. He is a former 2-time national champion, a former 2-time West African champion. Introducing the one, Taiwo, Gentle Boy Olowu. Referee George with his instructions to the boxers.
Please help us confirm that they can
Good
hear
evening,
us.
folks. I'll be the third person in the ring with you. I want a clean fight from both of you. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Fouls will be penalized. Touch blows.
And this bout is for 8 rounds of boxing.
Let's get ready to rumble. And of course, it's time for D-Lads Boxing Promotions Battle of the Ages. It's 11.0, which means it's the 11th edition of the show. No Surrender is what is tagged, and we are reaching you live from the National Institute for Sports Gymnasium, situated at the National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos, Nigeria. This is brought to you by D-Lads Boxing Promotions, and it is sanctioned by the Nigeria Boxing Board of Control, the NBBOC. 6 rounds on the 6 bouts on the night promises explosive one. I am Nero Adesoya, and of course, on the commentaries, alongside my man, is called the Angel of Boxing, and of course, I love to call him by his name, Janite Imoni. Janite, good evening, welcome, and we are set for a night of entertainment and of course explosive pugilistic action.
Wow, good evening, Nero. Welcome to this beautiful show put together by the Lads Boxing Promotion. As you've earlier heard, my name is the Hurricane, but you can call me the Angel of Boxing. But some say I'm the Tokamania, and I'm right here with Nigeria's very best commentator in boxing, Nero Adesoya. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see some action in this ring tonight.
Okay, let's just run you through once again in case you missed the ringer announcement of the boxers. Very first of 6 bouts tonight. 8 rounds of boxing is for National Super Welterweight Challenge. Fighting out of the red corner is the very popular one. Talking about Taiwo Gentle Boy Olowu, and is up against Oluwatoyin Omotosho. And you can see from the trunks already, Olowu sporting that black and grayish silver there. And of course, his opponent sporting blue and white trunks is none other than Oluwatoyin Omotosho. Both of them very close in weight size. Olowu, scaled in at 71 kg, while his opponent is just 0.5 heavier. That's 71.5 kg. Omotosho, that is. Big body punch there coming from Olowu. Both boxers not wanting to throw what you want to call their heavy punches yet. Just using a few jabs to test each other. Angel.
Yeah, well, it's just the beginning of the bout, so I think both they are very careful and cautious about what's going to happen in these early rounds of the show. But hey, it is what it is. Boxing, anything can happen. The first few minutes of the round and 1 minute, I'd say, of the round. So we're still expecting some fireworks from both boxers. Taiwo Olowu is a very tough boxer, durable, tough, strong, and he's seen it all, 22 fights and 18 wins and all that. Hey, let's see how he's going to pull this one through.
Okay, like we said, slow build up by both boxers with Omotosho doing a few jabs from his left arm, and then of course that Olowu is actually a southpaw, and let's see how much of that ferocious left he's going to be able to unleash. He seems better conditioned than the last time we saw him. You can see that he's done a lot of work in the gym this time around, Chanita.
Yeah, I think he's very, very careful not to run into any punch right now because the last experience wasn't too good for him. So
Yeah,
every boxer has to be
I'm
careful.
even talking about his conditioning. I mean,
Okay, his physical appearance,
his
right?
physical appearance.
Oh yes,
condition.
it looks very
He
well.
looks well conditioned
yes,
this time
yes,
around.
Yes. Both boxers taking time to say that good job coming from Olowu. And but it's not what the fans are really expecting. Everybody's chanting Olowu.
You know,
to do
Olowu is
something.
really usually a very, very explosive, ferocious fighter. I don't know, maybe because this man is a bit of an unknown quantity, so he doesn't want to take things for granted. He's also trying to see how much of power punches that Omotosho has. Sometimes you want to size up things like that before you get into the full movement of it.
You're absolutely right. He's known to be fast. He's known to be tough. He's known to be a toe-to-toe fighter. But this time around, I think it's really kind of natural for most rounds. In round one, they're always careful, sizing up each other, trying to know what's going to come next from each other.
But the engine doesn't do that. The engine comes straight at you. He don't joke about.
He doesn't play boxing. 10 seconds to the final first round coming. We can hear jabs coming in.
Good stop there.
Omotosho, yeah. Gets the crowd screaming at the end of the round of one, ladies and gentlemen. Both boxers are back to their corners. Wow. It's a beautiful atmosphere right here in Lagos State, Nigeria, at the National Stadium, Surulere, Lagos State. We are having a good time at the NIS, National Institute for Sports Gymnasium Hall.
Absolutely, and of course also looking forward to more fights, like we said. And here's a bit of a, highlights of the first round there. And of course, Omotosho starting to gain confidence towards the end of that bout. Throwing a few punches. Olowu ducks that, and he tries another one, and eventually catches him with a right.
I think they both got the jab.
That would do well for Omotosho, who's, more in it. He doesn't have as much experience, obviously, as Olowu. So you'd expect.
But looking at their statistics, they are close in reach, close in weight, and all that.
Yeah, they are absolutely. But we know that Olowu has been in bigger fights than Omotosho, so that's exactly what I'm trying to put out there.
Yeah. So round two is on the way, ladies and gentlemen. In case you're just joining us, Taiwo Olowu is fighting from the red corner. He's in black and silver trunks, while Omotosho Oluwatoyin is fighting from the blue corner. He's in blue and white striped boxing trunks, and the second round has just begun.
Yeah, second of 8 rounds, and it is a super welterweight challenge right here. Once again, still a slow build-up. Could we say that Olowu's approach to the fight this night is as a result of what happened last time? Took things for granted and doesn't want to open himself up. Sometimes when you suffer a shock loss, it takes a while for you to get yourself back. Remember Anthony Joshua when he lost for the first time ever to Andy Ruiz Jr., which was a very surprise loss. He wasn't expecting that, and it took him his next fight, which was a rematch with Ruiz. He had to try as much as possible to be very tactical about it. Could that be the kind of situation that Olowu is putting up here?
Yeah.
I think Olowu wants to see what his opponent really has
to bring. Well, Olowu lost in the last bout wasn't to a nobody, just to Jafaru, a tough opponent, a well-known fighter.
Amotak is not.
It's not just a pushover. You know what you can still be surprised at. So shake up your loss, get out and do what you have to do.
And the bad part of the way Olowu has approached this fight is that the more you keep being cautious, the more you give somebody like Omotosho
room to explore.
Room to explore.
Yeah.
And it's like we said, Omotosho is not particularly it's not a spring chicken. He's had a few fights as well. And sometimes you have to exert yourself immediately so that you don't give him any form of confidence. Look at now, Omotosho's right jabs are beginning to fire out a lot more. Olowu needs to go out there and
good one coming from Omotosho there. You can see the cross.
Yeah.
Olowu was open. It was open
because Olowu was trying to go for some body punches there, tried to open up Omotosho, and Omotosho saw his hands drop, and immediately, he went for the kill.
He went for the kill.
That's the more reason why Olowu needs to,
He needs to be, what's it called?
Put up the pressure.
And apply some little bit of caution.
Or else, the more he keeps giving Omotosho the confidence, he will take it.
Back, yeah.
Omotosho will just tell him, thank you very much, and then step up. But I know that there's a lot of psychology playing on Olowu right now.
No, but I think that they're going to 8 rounds.
It will take him a while to get over that loss. He might need like 2 or 3 rounds, like you said.
Yeah, yes.
And then maybe from the
fourth round, they'll start getting used to it. That's what I think. 8 rounds of boxing is not an easy thing. So, as a fighter, you have to be careful. You have to be cautious on the first 3 rounds to save your strength, for the later round, which is always very explosive. That's where the guts and the wits show. Towards the end of the bout, maybe from the 5th to the 6th, 7th round, that's where you see all explosions coming out. So, right now, I think from the 3rd round, what we're expecting, we're going to see. Round 3, ladies and gentlemen. Taiwo Olowu fighting from the red corner. And Oluwatoyin Omotosho from the blue corner. In case you're just joining us, this is the Lad Boxing Promotions. And it's sanctioned by the Nigerian Boxing Board of Control. Round 3 started again, this time from a slow pace. And everybody's expecting some explosion, some explosive punches from both boxers because they have the tendency to do that. As you can see, the fire is already coming out now in this 3rd round. What do you have to say? The 3rd one is coming up and you can see the kind of explosive punches coming out right now.
Absolutely, but I'm still, good one there coming from Olowu. This is what the fans want to see from Olowu. He needs to throw more of these punches, He needs to let his hands go. When he does that, we know how good a boxer he is, but your boxing cannot speak for you if you don't let your hands go, Good stuff there. I love the way Omotosho is really coming for him.
He's coming out strong, very, very strong.
Look at that.
Replying every punch is thrown by Olowu. Oluwatoyin is not an easy nut to crack. He's actually a tough fighter too.
I actually love the head movement that Oluwatoyin is using to keep Olowu at bay. Olowu really needs to throw punches and he needs to score with those punches. Look at that. Look at the number of jabs that Oluwatoyin is throwing up, but not scoring a lot in most of them. And I like the fact that this fight has not seen a lot of clinches yet. Both boxers are clean about the way they're going about it. But it's not a high-octane fight. It's a fight that has a potential to be explosive, but
both boxers, they're showing some kind of respect to each other. That's lovely to see.
Oh, nice jab there coming from from Olowu. He needs to let that right hand go with his jabs. Nice, another nice jab with his left this time around. Started to look like he's wants to exert himself now, Olowu. He has his opponent. Nice job again, but not really doing any damage to Omotosho.
Wow. Good body shots coming from Toyin. Another good response, and both of them throwing those wild punches.
Bigger punch thrown there by Olowu. A bigger one. That definitely caught Omotosho, and he could feel it as well. Now being hunted down the ring, but Olowu's punches are not accurate enough.
I think Olowu is beginning to get into the game now.
Yeah, you can
see it from the way he moves. Yes,
well.
everything has changed and all that.
Gradually.
Yes. It's coming up, and the momentum already is already coming up. This is the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Look out! Wow, shots coming from Olowu, to the head, to the body, and all that. With good step back from Olowu, he's showing that hey, it's coming up. The heat is on already. As you can see in the replay, he's just throwing those hands, hitting and hitting and hitting, and hey, it's good for him.
But my problem is that he got that shot right. Watch it again from this angle.
Okay.
But you'd expect that he'll be looking to follow up. Look at it there, and then he threw the punch. And he was even the one that took steps backwards again.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, I cannot throw a punch and then be the one to step backwards again when I'm supposed to be, moving forward.
But well, sometimes when you throw such punches and you step back, it's for your own good. But sometimes when you step in, there may not be a counter.
His opponent was rattled already. You didn't need to give him the chance, to get over that. You were supposed to follow up and make sure that he doesn't get a chance.
Yeah. It's all right, round of 4 on the way, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying the show wherever you are seated, all over the world, watching this program, this unboxing show right now. I know you're enjoying the show. This is Taiwo against Omotosho. Oluwatoyin Omotosho.
And also let you know that if you were in Nigeria here or West Africa, it is not only streaming online. You can catch this action live on Star Times. It's called Better Sports, channel 244. Watch out for that, and you can get the best of the action right here on Star Times. That's why I said if you were in Nigeria or West Africa, look out for that. Let's get on with it. Round 3 right here. First bout of the night. 5 more to go. First bout of the night. But we have 5 more to go. Round 4 we are right here. And it's beginning to hot up. Toyin now knows that he cannot just afford to launch forward. Anyhow, he's tested some of the power punches coming from Olowu. Catches him.
Good one. Very good one there coming from Olowu. That's what you got experience in boxing. You know when to throw your shot. As you can see, it's southpaw, so he does it systematically. And whenever he does that stuff, he catches his man.
Good one there.
You can see the counter coming from good counter coming from Omotosho.
But they didn't land. They actually didn't land. He threw those punches, but they didn't land. And that's because Olowu made sure that he was at a good range. If he was closer, he could have been caught.
Yes.
He's the one stalking his opponent, but at the same time, you see that again. That's another counter. But
lovely shot. Olowu rattles his man to the ring.
2 good right jabs.
2 good sweet right rounds.
Followed by a nice cross from the left. But not strong enough to rattle Omotosho, even though it landed.
Took him to the ropes.
Now, Omotosho knows that he has to really protect himself.
Nice one coming from
Just like you said, I think Omotosho needed those rounds, to get himself back into the groove. And I think he's beginning to find his rhythm. No, lovely body punches there.
But good defensive play.
I was going to say that. He protected himself.
Oh,
he knew that Olowu was trying to open him up, but he never dropped his guard.
Some coaches always say, go below the elbow. But he couldn't even find his range.
Yeah, that's because Omotosho knew that he was trying to make him drop his guards. And he made sure that he was still, very well protected. I like the fact that Omotosho makes sure that his hands,
are busy.
Yeah, and that's the way you can keep somebody like Olowu at bay.
Definitely. If your hands are busy in boxing, you keep your opponent at bay. But the more your hands are busy, the more the strength goes off you. So just be careful.
Yeah. So it has to be constructive busyness.
Yeah.
Busyness.
Constructively busy.
You cannot afford to release your hands all the time.
So, ladies and gentlemen, round of 5 coming your way anytime soon. That's boxing promotion, ladies and gentlemen. Sanctioned by the Nigerian Boxing Board of Control. The promoter of this event, Alhaji Wahid Wasiu Alabi, the CEO of the Lads Boxing Promotion, the matchmaker, Chuka Oosai, and the venue, National Institute for Sports Gymnasium Hall, National Stadium, Surulere, Lagos State, Nigeria. Join us. The center referee, Sheyi George. You know why I call him? mathematical Shay George.
Oh, well, I don't know whether a referee can be mathematical.
Yes,
but,
it can be calculative, you know.
well, yeah.
Knows when to step in, knows when to step out, knows when to break a
Oh,
fight.
nice job there again coming from Olowu, who seems to, from the look of things, his limbs are longer than his opponents. And he's gradually beginning to, oh, another nice counter there. Now you see what he's doing now. He's not doing so, oh, lovely combinations there. And I love the fact that Omotosho got himself out there. That was a rabbit punch.
I think Oluwatoyin's style of fight now is getting used to Olowu. You can see the same combinations, the jab and the cross.
Oh, big miss there. And
whoa, good one coming. Powerful punches from Omotosho. Olowu has to be careful. Same thing happened in his last fight.
Yeah, but not a lot of them. I don't think Olowu was bothered about that. He threw a lot of punches, but he didn't. A lot of them didn't land, except for like the last two punches.
Okay. His two landed.
Oh well, if you throw about 6 and 2 landed, I don't think that's a pass mark. You at least have to land 3.
But just one of those punches can do the damage.
Of course, but I don't think that those punches were strong enough to do any damage to Olowu. Not even at the 5th round. I think Olowu has landed the more
punches,
more impactful punches.
Oh yes,
that's another good one there. But my issue with Olowu is that when he lands those punches,
no follow-up.
He should be. Thank you very much. He should be ready. You know what you're throwing. It's just like when you play ball sports, and you're a footballer. You let a shot go. You know how good that shot is.
Yeah.
Even before the shot hits its target. The same thing with basketball as well. You release the throw, the shot. You know what it is like. So when you let go your punch, you know where it's going.
Always the same way of fighting, the cross and the hook, the same way, always. At least, like I told you, as you can see. So any boxer who can predict your style of fight,
yeah,
you're just vulnerable to him.
Absolutely. Olowu needs to mix it up, do a whole lot of different things.
Good
nice
shot.
Job again.
Good one.
That's that right jab.
It's kind of difficult to fight the southpaw if you're not used to fighting, because I can see that's what's confusing Omotosho, because Olowu is southpaw. The jabs coming in. Omotosho doesn't know when the jab is going to land or where and how. So he's a little bit confused. But I think so far so good. Omotosho is doing well. So far so good. Omotosho is doing well. That's the replay. You can see those combinations. Oh, one catches, second one. Oh, wow.
You see when I told you that not a lot of them landed?
At least one just did that.
Yeah, but if it's not so strong, you're not going to get the...
Wow. You're right. I can see the determination, the focus on him, trying to connect with Olowu. Olowu just keeps moving away. Wow, it's indeed no retreat, no surrender, ladies and gentlemen.
Instagram, don't finish that. Big me, I must do naka. My head, my neck.
Shake.
So, ladies and gentlemen, round of 6 on the way. And this Taiwo Olowu against Omotosho Oluwatoyin. Oluwatoyin is fighting from the blue corner. He is on blue and white strap boxing trunks, while Olowu is fighting from the red corner. He is on black and silver boxing trunks. So far, so good. For my scorecard, I cannot say who is leading. Nero.
I think that Olowu is actually leading. I think he's edging it. The first 2 rounds, I think it was a bit unpredictable. Nobody could really put it anywhere. But I think the last 2 rounds that we have seen, I think that Olowu has edged those 3 rounds. Last 3 rounds. Good one there. Nice combination.
I think Oluwatoyin does more of the follow-up when he throws his punches, but it doesn't connect.
Well, he gets caught with a very massive counter there. What happened to him there? I don't know what he was trying to compare. I don't know whether he was trying to talk to the referee. But boxers need to have psychology as well. You see a boxer in that kind of position, he's probably confused. So you should have intensified, your pressure on him at that time, so that before he even gets to regain his
senses or balance,
or you would have
done
done damage. And you don't see a lot of this happening with some of these boxers. Nice stuff. Oh, another beautiful one.
Olowu, wow. I think Olowu was trying to call his man to him because the first one came, second one came, third one.
What Olowu was trying to do was catch his opponent on the counter. He was waiting for him to go for that cross, and he knew that he was setting him up to miss it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, when you're setting an orthodox boxer, you're setting him up for a cross, you're going to have to counter with it, with a right. Oh, big one there. You're going to have to counter. Olowu is a southpaw. Oh, that's another lovely counter from Olowu. And he's doing, really getting those counters in.
Because when Omotosho is falling up, he doesn't put up his guard. He just jumps in.
Yeah, it's only natural. When you throw a punch, oh, another one there, you're not going to guard yourself.
No, send one, you keep one.
Well, if you're badly positioned throwing that punch, which is what Omotosho has done a few times, it takes your weight with you, and you have to try and gain balance by making sure that the other hand is free. So that's exactly what he did. Watch it. So,
good one coming.
But Olowu needs to make sure that those punches are heavier.
He has to go close to his man for those punches to connect properly. You can't fight from afar and expect. No, you just see those brushes and all that, and it doesn't really count. So when you are brave enough to get close to your opponent and throw punches, no matter what, at least one or two, it's going to connect.
The problem there is whenever those punches misses, Olowu needs to go, like you said, take one step closer and counter. And if you don't do that, if you're fighting from that fast spot, it's going to be difficult for you for that punch to really have the weight or the impact you want it to have.
Very correct, very true. That's the slow-mo. You saw the shots coming from see the follow-up. You can see what I'm trying to say. Follow-up, no guy, just trying to throw the shot and all that. But sometimes you need to be very careful when you do follow-up, because you might just be doing it against someone who's very, very trickish and crafty, and you can just get caught. You can see the way Olowu passed him down. This is the 11th season of the Battle of the Ages, ladies and gentlemen. This one is Tag No Surrender. You need to fight till the end. Good job, good show, and good crowd, good atmosphere. Star-studded team. Nira Desanya, Raf, Sigurd George, Angel of Boxing, the Talker Mania. We are all live here on this show.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it's a slow build-up. A slow build-up it is. And the momentum is gradually coming up. And
it is.
It's getting more and more interesting. We're on to the penultimate round. I love the spirit of sportsmanship between these two boxers.
Always hitting gloves.
And I think that Omotosho has been told that he might be trailing on the cards. You can see the business where he's coming to the ring. Oh, good job. And of course, good counter coming from Omotosho as well. I think
another one.
Is that okay? He needs to watch it.
Because he has been able to study Omotosho properly. He knows Omotosho always comes to that, and you can pass your opponent like that and go with the counter. And that's what's happening right now. But this is the obtained time that Omotosho has come with those kind of crosses and falling up with his body.
And he keeps getting caught. You can see that again.
You need to change the same thing. So you need to change your pattern of fight. You need to change the way you reason when you're on the ring.
I have barely seen a body punch coming from Omotosho. We have gone 7 rounds.
This is the 7th round. I've not seen yet.
So you need to mix it up. So that you become unpredictable to your opponent. He doesn't know where you're coming from. Are you coming from body punches or not?
I think I saw one.
Yeah, we finally saw one.
Saw one.
And that's because he really couldn't get through the guards of
Olowu.
And then he had to try and use the body punches. Now Olowu needs to step up as well. Needs to throw those punches. Oh, he was about to catch him with another counter.
But I'm surprised why Olowu has not caught him yet. I'm still surprised.
Oh, nice jab there. But doesn't do another jab again.
Good body shot coming from Omotosho.
Finally, he's beginning to make use of. Oh, good uppercut there.
Maybe he heard you when you said he hasn't thrown any body shots yet. Maybe he heard you. Good one there. Good counter. One catches, one misses. And that's good one there coming. A good follow-up from Omotosho.
Yeah, but the follow-up didn't do much because immediately Olowu was able to back out of that, You can throw punches, but how much of an impact do they have? That's what matters.
That's
and,
right.
and those are the things that he gets caught there with 2 good ones, and he's rocked already.
Yeah, I think he is.
Olowu is not following up. I know he's being cautious, but
The same powerful uppercut coming from Olowu. I think he's thinking one will catch you.
Olowu needs to try to set up, use one as the decoy, and let fly your left, because you know that's what you need.
You are very correct.
Just use the right to set him up, and immediately, pound with the left.
Oh.
And there you have it, end of the 7th round of the night.
Wow, beautiful bout, beautiful one, explosive, very interactive. Let me use the word interactive. Engaging. Interaction on the ring.
Yes, you could call it that as well.
You can see the slow mo. The powerful jab from Olowu who catches this man unawares, and that's what boxing is all about. Be ready at all times. Put on your guard. Know what's coming before you move your head.
Feeling like I'm losing my control.
Round 8, the final round.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the final round, the round of 8 in this bout against which features in Taiwo Olowu versus Oluwatoyin Omotosho. Taiwo Olowu is fighting from the red corner, is in black and silver boxing trunks, while Oluwatoyin Omotosho is fighting from the blue corner and is spotted on blue and white striped boxing trunks.
Now this could be a decider. It's been a bit close. Nice. That's that very stiff right jab again coming from Olowu. And now Omotosho knows that he cannot afford to surrender. He needs to fight and end this bout fighting, or else he might be on his way to having an L to his record.
Olowu is not doing badly so far. At least he has done.
He's been very tactical.
Yes, he's cautious.
And cautious as well. Nice
Good
jab
job.
again. Those jabs keep scoring, And it's so easy, it's so obvious when those jabs go in there, because that's where you see Omotosho try to come out of his shell, try to throw a few punches. I think this is where the experience of Olowu is coming to play. Good defense there coming from.
Yeah, you're correct.
And
the experience playing.
And now
Yes.
Olowu is beginning to try and use those body punches to make Omotosho drop his guards. He's trying to become very unpredictable. He was going for an uppercut there, but he didn't score. Nice jab again. Oh, nice jab
Another
again.
one coming, Olowu. It sends the crowd into a frenzy as those jabs keep coming in.
Nice combination coming from Omotosho there, but Olowu dances his way out of it. He probably senses as well that he's in the lead, and
Yes.
it'll be crazy for him to try and do anything that could cost him the fight.
It has to be, like I said, he always needs. This round is the last round, and whatever he has to do, keep moving. Don't stop. Just keep moving. Keep floating. Keep throwing your jabs, and maybe that will help, and maybe secure one for you.
As long as your opponent is not really, bringing in so much. Oh, that's a below the belt, and thankfully, it wasn't that serious, and it wasn't done maliciously. So. That was a good duck there coming from Omotosho. He tries to throw a few jabs of his own. Good combination. He was going to be caught there by with a counter punch there, but unfortunately. And you can see a bit of tiredness. Oh, another nice one. Over the guard. You see, that's where the problem is. Olowu knows what he does. Puts up his guard, allows Omotosho to throw those combinations, but most of the time, they don't really,
Not
affect him
impactful,
that
yes.
much. I think he's taking this one. Honestly, I think he's taking it. But you know what? Like I always say every time, we are only commentators. We are not the judges. The judges will give their decision. And our man Ralph Gideo's George will come into the ring to make the official announcement. But I think that Olowu has taken this one.
Well, for my own scorecard, I think Ralph Chigos is going to tell us who's going to beat him.
You're not serious.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
No more confusion. I had to make risky decisions. Now got me new opposition. Fuck what you see, sir. Let's say this life be like seesaw. Man and another man go out. So I need them by your brother man show us. Sit down for my cable. No more condition. No agreement, no more condition. This is why they put me on any song. So they know how to end it up. Go ask anyone. I shall hear, go ask anyone. I have there's definitely. Then I lost I tell you all. The brand petition, go and petition. Don't take it, don't take it. My expectation, no, I send you all. The brand petition, go and petition. Don't take it, don't take it. My expectation, no, I send you all. No more.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. And the judges have scored this way. Judge Taiwo Life has scored it 78-74. Judge Akombi Maruf scored it 78-74. And Judge Sheyi Alao scores it 72-80. For your winner, by unanimous decision, Taiwo, Gentle Boy, Olowu.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Taiwo Olowu, aka the Gentle Boy, has taken this one. It's a good show from Oluwatoyin Omotosho, but it wasn't good enough to stand the Gentle Boy. Good one for Taiwo Olowu with a good victory for himself after the last time in his last bout. I think this will give him more confidence to go on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Lad Boxing Promotions, and this bout is sanctioned by the Nigerian Boxing Board of Control. The promoter for this bout is RG Whiteside and Labib.